So, for those of you that don't really know, I remember saying back in July on a video that I placed on my Daily Motion account, which I shall place in the description below so you guys can check it out, that I would do a review of Creed. However, because I said that and it's now officially new, and Warner Brothers is on everyone's ass about showing clips of it unless they work for Warner Brothers, I can't really do the thing I'm planning on doing in the future. So I figured that since I already saw it in theaters yesterday, I might as well talk about it now. So, what can I say about this movie that I don't think anyone else can really say? Well, first, it is a pretty good interpretation of the Rocky franchise. I mean, sure, it's a pretty decent film on its own as a standalone thing, and I'm not really doing it in a bad light. I mean, it's really solid, but it just has its own little quirkiness to it that just makes it so appealingly adorable. And I might as well tell you guys how it actually starts. So the film is actually sort of like opening up to a child named Adonis Johnson, who nicknames himself Donnie, who's like trying to make stuff work at like various different homes or whatever, until Apollo Creed's wife, Mary Ann, comes in and is just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, someone important just texted me." They are taking him away because he is, as of this film, the person that is the child of the deceased Apollo Creed from Rocky 4. If you guys don't know what happened, it was just like this very steroid-induced Russian man just beating the shit out of a black man until he was dead. Which would make Hitler very happy in his grave. I don't even know I'm making a Hitler reference. But, so they decide to open up with him being found by Marianne at the age of, I guess, 9 or 10, until it's like jumping 17 years later with Donnie fighting 15-0 in Mexico, only to then go back to his day job in LA. I don't even know what it was. I think it was like him in a cubicle or something. I didn't really dive into it. And when he went home afterwards, he was like, "I quit my job," but he didn't tell his mom yet, so he was just hopping on YouTube to watch his dad fight Rocky Balboa. I mean, when I laugh is just because I don't want modern day sort of stuff to just be like hammered into your skull like, "This is YouTube, this is product placement, product placement." Brum, 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 brum. I'm sorry. But during that time afterwards, he then goes to his dad's old gym, the Delphi Boxing Academy, to get a spot from one of the people. And first he knocks out one of the featherweight people, but as soon as they bring in one of the big guys in the division of like 31 knockouts, knockout victories, 0 ties, 0 losses, they have him decked out because, well, it's sort of like Rocky 1, where it's like the underdog story. You can't just have someone bursting through, and just being a badass and whatnot just because they have a famous father and whatnot. So then afterwards, when he gets his ass kicked, where he has a black eye with blood vessels popping in his eye, and I swear someone in the movie there was like, "Damn, son, you look fucked up." I'm sorry. But after he tells his mom that he quit his job and he's gonna do fighting professionally, the mom is just like, "If you leave, we are done," basically. Just like any kind of mom would be if they're gonna see their son going off. Which I understand. It just, for me, it just seems like a giant misstep in what's supposed to be done. I mean, for a new generation, you're supposed to be a little bit more supportive and whatnot. I guess that's different because of my own history with parents, but that's not really my story to tell. So, during that time, Donnie then just travels all the way to Philly in order to train and hopes to get in touch with his father's old friend slash rival slash brother in gloves, Rocky Balboa. Yeah, like we're not tired of seeing Sylvester Stallone after all of them Expendable movies. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a film expanding on the Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa universe and whatnot. But I think at this point they should have just been more believable in saying Rocky's retired, but his son decided to stand in a few times to help newer people while he was running some kind of stuff or whatever. That would have been more believable for me, but I don't know. I guess I'm just one of those old cats. It's just like it needs to be sort of generation helping generation to expand that olive branch sort of stuff. But whatever. So during that time, they then just track down all this stuff. But we first got to introduce that love interest, though. We got to introduce that love interest where Donnie's downstairs neighbor is playing like these loud music or whatever through the door. He's like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to sleep." She can't hear though, so he's just knocking on the door like fiercely, like it's the fucking police. It's just like, "Hey, can you turn down your music? I'll wake up and train and shit, cause I'm a fit black man and whatnot." She's like, "Oh, okay, you want to keep it tight and whatnot. Okay, I'll sign her down." Doesn't turn it down. And it's funny because they only make it seem like she's a bitch, but it's really because she has progressive hearing loss, where she has to wear these hearing aids and whatnot, because she's doing the singing sort of stuff. It's not really touched upon in this movie. We might get a sequel that explains it. But, but afterwards, Donnie then decides to track down Rocky at an Italian restaurant, which is named Adrian's Place, because of his wife, who apparently died off screen. Don't you just love those kind of movies? It's just like you can't have a happy sort of stuff. You gotta have someone die in order for a story to progress. Yeah, it was sort of like that. But he's going in, he's looking at photographs and talking about the first fight and the second fight with Rocky, who's coming up from the cellar. For everyone that loves Sylvester Stallone, Adrian, I'm the current heavyweight champion of the world. I'm the greatest. I still love this franchise though. That's why I'm laughing so much. But then we are getting like all these throwbacks and stuff, like who won that third fight. You know, like the Rocky 3 freeze frame ending with punches colliding, shit, and all that kind of stuff. But at first he avoids it because it's kind of like no one wanted to know the mystery. They just wanted to be like, who won at that decade? Who lost during that decade? We wanted to know back then. But now it's just like, we don't give a shit. We don't care. We don't care. So, who won that fight though? Who won that fight though? Because we all are nosy little assholes that way. But he just keeps on persisting and whatnot. They just have Rocky talk to him about some stuff, even saying that he's pretty much like his uncle or whatever, and to do this would make them even because he let Ivan Drago kill his dad in the boxing ring or whatever. Which is apparently in this in the whole canonicity, just still one of those touchy subjects where we don't talk about any of the previous fighters for some stupid reason. Like, I would love to meet a character that was just trained by Ivan Drago or the guy from Rocky 3 beforehand, and just kind of see where Donnie would go as a boxer later on. Like I said, there's just some stuff I want to see in a sequel or whatever, but yeah, it just comes more and more as he's just trying to get Rocky to tell him some stuff, but he's just like, nah, son, nah. Until we're just like with the smallest snippet, like, can you at least tell us who won that fight though? Can you at least tell us who won that fight though? And then Rocky's just like, you did. Your old man on the wall over there, he kicked my ass over there, Donnie. I mean, he threw those big old punches over there and made my list thing kind of crazy. I mean, you see how I talked about the left side of my mouth there, Rocky? I'm sorry, your name's Donnie, I'm Rocky, yeah. Where am I? I'm supposed to be old in this bullshit, like maybe 70 or something. I don't know. Party! Adrian! I'm a dick. I know, I'm a dick. I have people to deal with me on the regular that know I'm a dick. So it just goes kind of like that as Donnie's just going to like one of the regular gyms in the neighborhood, as it's being the sort of hunting ground for certain sort of things, including a person in the ring that calls himself Leo the Lion Soprano, who's a pretty deep and decent looking boxer. I mean, from a fighting standpoint, his moves are sluggish, his punches look weak, he has no footwork, and his combinations are sloppy. I mean, that's just coming from someone that knows how to fight or whatever, so I don't know what comes to novice or whatever. But afterwards, when he's coming back from the gym and stuff, a couple of days later, I'm thinking during out the movie, time isn't really that well placed or whatever. After a certain point, he goes to Rocky, who's unloading stuff in his van or whatever, and he's just like, "Can you at least give me some tips, though? Huh? Can you give some tips?" "Why you call me up, man? I'm Italian, you're black. I don't even know you're even brown. Come on, Rock, just give me some stuff." Then he writes down the standard stuff of jump ropes, push-ups, shadow boxing, combinations, punching bag, speed rounds, that sort of stuff. As it makes my fist look like I'm jacking off 5 different dudes at once. Are you coming yet? But eventually afterwards, when he's just coming through the standard gym, he's just like, "Alright then, kid, I'll train you. But, you better not be a fuck up." And then we just go through the old training montage that we got from, Paulie, who apparently by this part of the film is dead. Like, I don't know if the real life actor is dead or not, or they just couldn't afford to bring in all the old people, but they were just like, he did. Paulie dead, and he left all his swank and all of his other porn somewhere in the film somewhere. We will never know what happened to Paulie. Maybe he died of alcohol poisoning. I don't know. Paulie did a whole lot of shit throughout the film franchise. But, yeah, a lot of stuff just keeps going on and stuff during the training of, like, chasing at the chickens, running halfway across town to the gym that Rocky went into during the first 3 films of the Front Street Gym, where he meets all of his old cronies and whatnot, where he's just getting trained and stuff throughout all the combinations, all the punching stuff, which is really interesting for me because I'm now a pacifist, I guess. I've gotten really too old to be picking fights for no apparent reason. So seeing all this kind of stuff is just like really amping me up and stuff, where I'm like, "Ooh, yeah. Yeah, the training montage though, yeah. Come on. And it just kind of gets to my own head as I'm watching it all in all. Because I used to kind of, like, I'm not trying to get all personal and whatnot, so I'm just going to leave it there. And then it just keeps on growing more and more throughout the pace of having Donnie throughout the training. And then he's soon just trying to move in with Rocky or whatever, because they fam whatnot, since Apollo and Rocky were so tight back in the day. But at the same time, he's also trying to make room in his life for this new girl, Bianca, the up-and-coming singer, songwriter, whatever, because they haven't gone on a couple of dates. And he's heard her sing a couple times, which I'm pretty sure I want to play some of her music at the end of this video. I'm not sure, because it's sort of one of those things. But afterwards, they're just going through all of the pacing and stuff for all of the training, until, like, this slimy little dude, I think it's Leo's father or whatever. I wasn't paying attention too much to the side characters for this film. It was all about the main actor, who I've been following for a long time since I first saw him in Chronicle. Most people knew him from Friday Night Lights, but I only knew the actor Michael B. Jordan from Chronicle, and then in Fruitvale Station. I didn't watch him in Fantastic Four, that crappy remake, because I had self-respect. And I've been trying to follow up on all that stuff and Rocky's character myself, because I was like, wait a minute. In the 4th movie, Rocky was so rich he could build robots to fuck people. And now he's back in the slums? None of this shit makes sense, man. I mean, what is this going on? And then afterwards, they were just like, oh, wait, Sylvester Stallone isn't directing this movie. It makes sense now. Everything makes perfect sense. But no. And then we're just showing all the stuff like Donnie moving into Paulie's old room with the hot wine sign still on the wall. And like I was saying, Paulie's porn is still out there from all the swank from the 80s. I'm not saying that Paulie had a problem, but I'm saying that he was probably going blind from a bunch of this until the sex robot. I don't know. I'm not a short Italian midget. Is that the right word for it? Midget? I don't know. And yeah, throughout the whole process, they're finally at one of the bigger fights where he's fighting Leo in the ring. And it's one of those small little exhibition fights where if you know what you're watching for, you can already feel like the energy pumping where it's like you're in the ring watching that person fight and whatnot. All the bobbing and weaving and punches and stuff like that. And it rules out for victory for him, just like for Rocky when he was first trying to be established, yeah. But at the same time, it then goes to sort of new light when the snitch person, who's Leo's dad, I think, went to the sports center people and was like, yeah, that fool over there, yeah, that little schmuck, that putz over there, that's Apollo Creed's son. He don't want to be called that, no, he's Hollywood Donnie, but yeah, his name is Adonis Creed. It's not Donnie Jordan, though. It's Adonis Creed. Where's my money? Where's my money? Don't make me get all violent up in here. Where's my money? Where's my money? And it's kind of like, you are a dick, man. Because who wants to be known throughout all the country as, like, the son of a famous person? I mean, do you want Jaden Smith to just be like, I can't compete with my dad as a rapper. I give up. I give up on this shit, man. God. No one wants that. No one wants to be compared to their more successful parent. They want to be more successful than the parent. Which is hammered like a nail and a hammer into your skull like a lobotomy session throughout the whole process. It's like, you don't need to be your parent. You can be yourself with the name. And yeah, it just becomes that as one of the biggest fights that's been going on in the background between Pretty Ricky Conlan and the guy that knocked Donnie out in the beginning of the film is changed to Donnie's first shot at the title match with Pretty Ricky Conlan, who is apparently going to be sent to jail for gun possession in Liverpool. Which I should find hilarious, but if you know Liverpool, you need guns. The police don't smile. The people are sometimes ignorant as hell. They like to just throw shit on you and call you a bloody wanker. Get out of your fucking country, you little black Russian bastard. And you're like, dude, why you gotta call me out like that? Why you gotta call me out like that? And it just gets a whole spiel of stupid, man. It's just kind of one of those weird things. It's just like, why even bother making it seem so shocking to have gun charges in Liverpool, dog? That's like saying you can't have a crossbow in America. Sure, that would be smart, but I'm not one of those jackasses. I love to live. I don't want to go to jail where my anus would be the hold of a guy named Tiny or Small Hand Stewart. I love being free and being able to smash whoever I want to. So, yeah, fight set because people are like, we don't know if he's really Creed. He might just be taking a name because, they like to think that every single black person look alike. I'm not trying to go with any of that bullshit. It's like the reason why people are trying to be like that. It just seemed like they want to start some shit because no one really cares. It's probably like a slow news week for all that inclined. But the thing that kind of set it over the rails, though, was one comment that was kind of thrown out earlier where it's trying to say that Donnie was a mistake. Now, as someone that has their own little issues going on to, like, people that like to not know what their true heritage is, I'm not saying I am, I'm not saying I know someone who is, I'm just saying, hearing that kind of does set you on an emotional roller coaster, stuff that was just gonna careen down as more stuff goes onward. Which is when one of the trailer things of when they just showed Rocky being sick. Like, everyone was jumping on the train saying, oh, Rocky gonna be dead. No. The thing of the trailer was to just show him in the hospital, making it seem like it was a sports incident. But what really came out was having Rocky saying that he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. But they caught it in the early stages, and they tried doing a whole chemo plot line. It was very emotional to watch for anyone that knew any cancer patient or whatever, because it gets sort of heavy like that. But Rocky being all macho and whatnot was just like, oh, you can't make me take all this treatment over there. I was world champion. I was one of the greatest. I know. Adrian! Oh, wait. I saw you get rid in the film. I didn't need your part. Oh, wait. Party's dead, too. Ugh. And, yeah, it just got a whole lot sadder from that, because then they wanted to call him Baby Creed, and how they were talking shit about his dad, and then how Rocky was saying they weren't even family. It just made that whole process and the mindset go careening down, because a lot of people don't really want to touch on the fact that when you're called a mistake, it does lead to that whole, as soon as bad things start piling up, it does make you start careening downward, which leads to a lot of, good consequences, like him losing out on his girlfriend because he punched the headliner for where her big show was going to be, or whatever. And then him not really talking to Rocky because Rocky was just like saying stuff because he was scared. But it is rectified later on. We don't know how he rectified stuff with the girlfriend. They just show them having a fight, and then later on in the film they're back together. I don't know how I rectified it. I don't really care. We're just moving forward more and more to just show that Rocky's going to be fighting all this stuff through the way while going through chemo. And he's also helping Donnie prepare. I've been talking so much my throat is getting dry. And they're just trying to prepare for this big fight against Pretty Ricky. And it just, goes through the whole typical kind of stuff that you see in a good boxing film. People talking shit during a press conference, them calling out other people, and just the whole build-up final sessions until they go all the way to the main ring. Then it's just an entire flashback where it's kind of like mirroring Rocky and Apollo's first fight in the first film, but with Donnie and Conlon in the ring, going blow for blow, round for round, while Donnie is wearing Apollo's American flag trunks with both the Creed name and the Johnson name on the back, because I don't think I've mentioned it, but Johnson is like his mom's name. Like, to explain why Apollo Creed didn't mention having a kid throughout the whole films, I guess, is because Donnie was an illegitimate child because his dad, like a lot of boxers back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even now, I guess, had affairs with women even while they were married. Sure, it was not really well kept because a lot of people found out years later that a lot of these different fighters had illegitimate children. It does sort of have that shaken foundation for people that want to, get into the mindset of it. But, man, when I mean that they were trying to herald in that whole Apollo Rocky vibe for this film at the final fight, they amped it up to 1,000,000 with this fight. Every single combination that you could do in a standard boxing match, every single callback, every single thing, even the "let's get ready to rumble" guy or whatever, I don't really know what his fucking name is. I just know him by that whole title of what he does. It just rolls in like a virus, just biting you to just be like, you need to cheer on, you need to be jarring, you need to be applauding. You need to just be like going crazy, because everyone in the theater was just like, oh my god, oh shit, oh my god, oh shit, oh fuck, ah. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was just the only one getting amped up, man. What the fuck is going on here? And then at the 12th round, after he finally knocks down the champ, like how Rocky finally knocked down Apollo Creed during that first fight, it was just a split decision sort of thing that just went to the champion, because honestly, if we had Donnie win during the first movie, we wouldn't really have anything to really cheer for if there were going to be sequels. Because really, who wanted to tune into Rocky 2 with Rocky automatically the champion? We want to have the people's champion growing more and then just building up to him being world champion of the world. And then afterwards, when he's just getting praised, having people in Liverpool calling his name, and people back home just saying that he's a real Creed, he has the power, he has the skill. Even Mary Ann just like cheering him on there, like, you gave me a heart attack, but I'm proud of you, baby. They just try to cut back to America, I guess, like 5 days later, because I already know that after having a lot of boxing injuries, especially the eye where the blood is just swelling in, it takes around 2.5 weeks for certain people to heal up. So it's probably like 3 to 4 days after coming back from Liverpool where his eye was at least open. And they decide to take, Rocky up the legendary steps that he went up during the first film, all the way up to see the entire landscape of Philly, just talking about all the stuff, because I'm guessing Rocky is going to be progressively going through chemo to cure his cancer, and Donnie himself is just trying to build up to what Conlan said after their fight, of him being the future of the light heavyweight division. Throughout a whole film like this, though, it is building itself up to be an expansion of the franchise. We may have divvied away from the path in the fourth Rocky film, but when it came to this, it was just automatically fist-pumpingly powerful kind of stuff where you just want success to be bleeding through, where you want everything to be awesome, where you want everything to be beautiful. I mean, I was expecting to see this as big as it was because I already knew it was going to be one of my favorite movies of 2015, if not of the 2010s. But so many people are just loving this film. Like, I'm looking at what it is saying. Like, it is saying that it is, like, Rocky's sequel, Creed, has soared up to 11.5 million on Friday, and then 45 million throughout the weekend adding to it. I mean, with that kind of record for what they want, they can make a sequel easily. But here's the issue. With that as the percentage, as that as the financial record, even with how they made this movie so poignantly beautiful, you guys have to take a step back and remember about the decade that we live in, and look back at some of the films that we have that have divvied away from having good story. Honestly, think about that for a couple of seconds. Like, literally, close your mind and close your eyes, open your minds, and just think about every single film that has come out from 2000 to this decade that aren't this film, that have come from a giant franchise, and how they have divvied away from what they have wanted to do. Once you're done with that, then come into the comment section and tell me what you think. Because honestly, in my opinion, if they were to keep the same director and use some people that are also familiar with the franchise from the Rocky series to at least say that they want similar antagonists or people that have been trained by old Rocky antagonists to come into the ring to fight Michael B. Jordan's character, it can be spectacular. It can be something where it can blow your mind. It can make you feel like you're God, fighting the very depths of all the dark enemies of what's going on in your path, that sort of thing. Or it could just be a giant letdown where you'll just feel like you wasted your time loving the first film until you pop in the DVD a couple months later saying, oh, I remember why I love this shit right now. But yeah, Creed. I recommend anyone going out to see any kind of movie this weekend to be this, or if they want to see it over the week, do so right away before it's out of the theaters. Now then, by this point, a lot of people would be like, yo, V, what are you going to be watching next? A lot of people are talking about the Star Wars The Force Awakens film, but, yeah, there's just one clip I know that I'm going to be using in this review that I'll be showing my response to. Is V going to be watching and reviewing Star Wars The Force Awakens? And if you guys are headphone users, I suggest you pull out the headphones and just put the volume at a slightly whispering tone for the response, as it's going to be coming in 3, 2, 1.
Fuck no!
Yeah. But anyway, this has been my first straight from the theater kind of review. I don't know what I'm going to be calling this video. I don't know. But be sure you guys leave a like, comment, and if you're new and you want to be a nomad, please be sure to subscribe or just share it and make sure someone else becomes a nomad today. And I'm guessing it's my 49th video, so what is coming up next? Oh, okay. I gotta get some supplies, but I will see you guys in my 50th video. Take care, my little nomads. My name is V, and I'm out.